When you're lunging or when you're squatting, do you find yourself in this type of position? Are you confused? Should you be loading yourself with a barbell on your spine? Or should you just be sticking to the good old-fashioned dumbbells? Well, if these are the questions that you have arrived at the right place. Because in today's video on the basics, we're going to be going through part 5, which is going to be covering the squat and the lunge. Now, in these movement patterns, the squat and the lunge, the two most common issues that I see that happen with people when they are new to this type of patterning, and we're going to use a lunge as an example, is where the movement is being initiated from. So if you look at my knee, if I initiate the movement from there, you're going to see how much this is going to start to challenge the musculature closer to my knee as a result of that. Not necessarily a bad thing if you're trying to make this as quad dominant as possible, but we're also losing access to a lot of musculature upstream around the pelvis. Especially as load increases, what we can start to think about is, can that knee stay more or less in place? And can I create that descent of the pelvis almost around the knee? We're going to create a harmony of tension between those two segments as you go through this movement pattern. This applies both to the lunge as well as the squat. If I initiate with my knees, all of a sudden I'm going to be going way to my toes and I kind of leave my heels behind. But if I initiate first at the pelvis and then I start to descend, now I'm going to start to fill out the tension a little bit more evenly between those 2 points. All right, now for the juicy bit. How do you load this sucker? Do we put barbells? Do we use dumbbells? Do we use kettlebells, clubs? Whatever the weight is, to be honest with you, it doesn't matter that much. And I would encourage you to try all of them. Now, does that mean that you go and load 300 pounds on a bar because some guy on the internet told me that this is what I should be doing? No, there's something called progressive overload, making yourself more adapted to that weight and that position over time. And I would encourage you to not only load it in that format. So what does it feel like to load it with 1 dumbbell, with 2 dumbbells, with a rhythm, with a press? There is so many different ways in which you can explore the lunge itself. You can make it plyometric. There's so many different ways. So why get yourself fixated on one? The idea is over time, we want to start to improve our tolerance and capacity to a multitude of different loads in a variety of ranges of motion. And that's ultimately how you start to get stronger around this movement pattern.